Welcome back. How are you doing today? Good, good. So I see that we're in here for an incontinence consultation. Is that correct? Okay. So how about you start telling me a little bit about how long this has been going on for you? Okay, okay. And I want to start out by being that this is an open space, a safe space, and there's no need to feel embarrassed by anything. Obviously, incontinence isn't something people really like talking about, but there are many options we could try, so we're going to try to get this taken care of for you as quickly as we can, okay? Okay. I'm fully confident that we can find out the source of your incontinence and we can get it taken care of. Okay. So, yeah, please tell me a little bit about how long this has been going on. Okay. Okay. So it's a pretty new. I got this. Get my notebook with my list of questions for you. Have you noticed any rashes or sores on your skin? None? How are these symptoms affecting your social, physical, work, or sexual activities? And then let me know how much they're being affected, either frequently, occasionally, rarely, for each one, okay? All right. And occasionally for that, okay. Now, would you just describe your symptoms a little bit? Are you experiencing urinary leakage, urgency, some dribbling? Are you unable to completely empty your bladder when you're going? Okay. Have you noticed any blood upon urination? No? Okay. Okay. And have you noticed if any activities are triggering these kind of symptoms in you at all? Okay. And in a day, how often do you need to urinate? And are you always able to make it to the restroom? Okay. Okay. What medical conditions do you have, if any? Just, are there any new things we need to add to your chart at all? Okay. And have you started any new medications? Mm-hmm. And how often do you take that? Okay. And do you remember the dosage? And anything else, even like over-the-counter vitamins? Is that just a normal multivitamin? Okay. To begin this consult, I want to just get a baseline of your vitals right now. So I am going to get a heart rate, check your lungs, just the normal everyday stuff. Okay, so let me just warm up my stethoscope a bit so it's not so cold. I'm going to check your lungs first. So I'm just going to press this onto your chest. Just breathe in and out normally for me. Okay, and again. Good. And again. Good. And again. Okay, I'm just going to listen to your heart, okay? Just breathe normally. Okay, sounds good. Everything is sounding great so far. Let me grab my light. I'm just gonna look into your eyes, okay? Just keep them focused straight ahead at my nose. Okay. Okay, looks really good. And now just focus on the top of my light and just follow it. It's gonna come close towards your face and back away, that way. Really. Looks good. All right, so I want to start out with a few tests to just kind of rule things out. We like to begin with like a urinary analysis, so I will have to ask you to pee into a vial today. I also want you to start a bladder diary, and that's just where you're going to write down anytime you have an urgency that you're feeling, and I just want you to kind of mark like date, time, maybe the activity you were doing right during that or how you were feeling, and then if you made it to the restroom, if you didn't, the amount of urine that you are producing each time, because it could just be that you're not able to empty your bladder. So we're going to start with those two things just for beginning, and then we can move into a little bit more invasive tests, a little more serious tests, and that would be like a post-voidal residual measurement, which would be again where you would use the restroom here and we would measure the amount of urine you did at that time, and then we would take either a catheter or an ultrasound, just depending on what your insurance will allow. And then we will check the volume of urine still left in your bladder, because it could be that maybe your urethra is blocked and you're not allowed or not being able to allow all the urine to leave. It could just be that you're not able to empty your bladder fully, so you're having very frequent urges to go, or not being able to fully empty your bladder, will lead to emptying it at other times. Okay, so we're going to start with the urine analysis and then the bladder diary, and I'm going to want you to come back, but there are many treatments that we can start with. Yeah, so there's no need to worry. There's lots of things ranging from just like Kegels, like pelvic floor exercises that you can do, and we can kind of talk about those because that's super easy. Anyone can do them. You can do them pretty much anywhere. Before we do the urine analysis, first we're going to have you demonstrate your level of incontinence. And again, safe space. No one is judging you here. I am going to ask you to cough a few times and kind of cough hard, a nice because that is something that can trigger a loss of bladder control. Yeah, don't feel embarrassed at all if anything happens. This will just kind of show me if you're having troubles controlling your pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so yeah, just turn your head, cough into your elbow for me. Just give me a few good coughs and then let me know if you feel like you have any kind of leakage. Yep, you're doing great. Okay. Did you feel like there was any leakage? Maybe a little bit of dribbling? Okay. Again, don't worry, it's totally fine. So next we're going to move into the urine sample. So I'll just have you go into the restroom over there and just fill this vial up. There are lids and stickers in the restroom and a pen, and then just write down your name. And the results should usually get back to you within a week. This is going to help us rule out if there's any infections, if there's any red blood cells in your urine that can, maybe you're having a UTI that can cause a lot of urgency and frequency and needing to urinate, as well as pain. Okay, so just feel free to step into the restroom. So the next steps I think we're going to take now that you are done with the urine sample is pelvic floor exercises. And a lot of those are commonly known as Kegels, where basically you're going to be squeezing the pelvic floor muscles. Yeah, the same ones that you used to, like, the same feeling when you stop peeing, like midstream. Those are what we're going to be squeezing. So it's going to feel very deep down, on your pelvis, and you can do them while sitting, just about anywhere. And the goal is we're going to be pulsing. So we're going to squeeze and hold it, and ideally for 10 seconds, and then release, and then squeeze again for 10 seconds if you can do it. If you can't start at 10 seconds right away, that's totally fine. Maybe start in intervals of 3 seconds or so. And I would like you, to complete probably 10 reps of those at least twice a day to start out with. So that can help really be able for you to hold your urine. So those are some 2 quick things that we can try just for starters. I like to start pretty easy things before we move into things like medication or surgeries or electrode stimulation. I like to start very, very holistic, I guess you could say, before we get into anything more intense of a treatment. But if you're feeling like you want to move ahead more quickly, let me know. We can totally do that. I just prefer, that's just my method. Okay, great. Yes, so there are a lot of other pretty easy things that we can do. We can look at your diet and water intake, or just liquid intake in general. It would be important to maybe cut back your liquid intake, especially before bedtime. So then you don't have any urges during the night. Because it could be that you just are doing too many fluids. That too, diet. It could also be, like I said before, that you're not fully eliminating your bladder when you're going. So what we could do is when you have the urge to go, you use the restroom, then you would wait a few minutes and then go again. And if there's anything left over in your bladder, then that could help you, and then you would reduce urges. Exactly. Another treatment would be going on a schedule instead of waiting till you feel like you need to go. So that would be every about 2.5, 3.5 hours, you would go use the restroom and just try to go pee. And put yourself on a schedule. Okay. Good. Do you have any questions for me? So there are medications that we can move to. Like I said, I don't typically like starting there, but if that's something that you feel like you want to look into, we have a few options. Let me see. So we have things like alpha blockers, which are going to help with stopping the urge of incontinence and the urge to urinate. They're basically going to help your bladder relax and all the muscles in there relax, so you're going to have a much easier time going to the restroom and fully eliminating your bladder. So that's something we can definitely look into if you're interested. Okay. So you want to start with what I recommended. Okay, and then maybe move into pills. And if you're struggling during the time between now and, I want to say we should do another appointment in about a month or 2, just so you can get a good journal diary and we can kind of see if there's any kind of environmental triggers that are affecting you. Okay. And like I was saying, if during that time you are having a lot of times where you're not making it to the restroom, you can always use pads or liners for your underwear, just, yeah, to catch anything that may occur, any leakage. Okay. Good, good. Yeah, I'm glad that we have a plan in place. I am very confident that we will figure out your incontinence and get it taken care of. Like I said in the beginning, it's just going to take a little bit of trial and error and kind of learning what your triggers are, or just what, yeah, weakness in muscle to get those muscles trained. Yeah. No, I'm glad you're excited to have a plan in place as well. Okay, fabulous. So now that we are done here, you can just go to the front desk and they will help you schedule your next appointment. And then we can go over your bladder diary and see what next steps we need to do. All right. Thank you for coming in. I hope this experience was easy and comforting for you. Yeah, good, good. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.